Don't get me wrong.
I was notified after I demobbed. The next morning, they told me verbally I was fired, but they never provided me anything in writing stating that I was fired. They all alleged that these actions were made on my own recognizances and that it was for my own political advances. However, if you look at the record, there is what we call a community trend. And unfortunately, it just so happened that the political hostility that was encountered by my team, and I was on two different teams during this deployment, they just so happened to have the Trump campaign signage. FEMA always preaches avoidance first and then de-escalation. So this is not isolated. This is a colossal event of avoidance, not just in the state of Florida, but you will find avoidance in the Carolinas. Senior leadership will lie to you and tell you that they do not know. But if you ask the DSA crew leads and specialists what they are experiencing in the field, they will tell you. Demand for FEMA to give you those incident reports. They will substantiate what is happening to us in the field.
So let me get this straight. Her story is that since they ran into trouble with some people who had Trump signs, that now all people with Trump signs, they should be avoided? Yes. So if a black guy hits me, oh my God, that means I should avoid all black people? Is that what she is saying? No. But I understand where you're coming from.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is demanding a full investigation and wants every partisan bureaucrat fired. But it looks like the agency's problems go deeper than just one employee. We also found out that FEMA didn't answer half the calls it received for disaster aid. Half the calls to FEMA after the hurricane went to voicemail. No response. And here's what rescue workers are saying on the ground. Listen.
You know, I had an interaction with local FEMA officials as well, and they wanted to help people. And what was the interesting thing is it was stated that, hey, we can't have our fingerprints on this, which I think it leads back to the actual question, which is what sort of culture and what sort of fear is there in place at some of the lower levels of FEMA personnel where they're afraid they're going to lose their job if they don't speak up against actions that are blatantly not aligned with what the organization is supposed to be doing.
The biggest losers in this scandal, aside from FEMA and the people FEMA hasn't helped, the media, who told their viewers that any kind of criticism was disinformation. Now they've been exposed again.
But to conclude, it just means that if you were brown or black, the probability that FEMA would help you was kinda higher with such a message, don't you think?
Do you think Bernie was right about this, that they didn't pay attention enough to the working class?
He's absolutely right, but his solutions are wrong. Kamala Harris outperformed him in Vermont. The lesson Democrats should take is not we didn't run far enough to the left. They lost rural voters. They lost working class voters. And listen, I was someone who I'm recognizing, reflecting on this election, I had the privilege of saying I'm voting on democracy because I'm a high-income earner. If your check engine light is on and you've got bills piling up on the table, you're not thinking about democracy. You're not thinking about the war in Ukraine. You're thinking about how will my life be better tomorrow? And the reality is this. We all sat around kind of wondering who is the swing voter that will decide this election? And a lot of folks thought it was women and abortion. No, it turns out it was people in the suburbs who are like, I can't stand Donald Trump's personality. I don't like how he talks, but my life was better off economically when he was president. And I'm struck by this.
But that's the middle class. We're talking about the working class.
I'm talking broadly.
Yeah.
He was not just the working class that he won. He also got the largest share of young voters for Republicans since 2008. That was the height of the financial crisis. Young voters, maybe they care about Gaza, maybe they care about student loans, but to be honest, 2/3 of this country doesn't even get to go to college. They were thinking, am I going to have a job? Am I going to be able to afford the life that I want? And finally, suburban women, sure, they definitely care about abortion. They also care that they're paying to send their kids to college and their graduations are being canceled because there's protests everywhere and because people are out in the streets demonstrating over a war somewhere else rather than just being able to educate their kids. There is so much room for self-reflection from the Democrats, and I hope they have it. Every time Joe Biden bragged about how good the economy is, another vote of someone struggling went to Donald Trump.
All right.
And she is spot on.
I disagree.
If people thought like her, instead of thinking like her, like not listening to her, not even looking at her, but more like, you know what, I'm gonna prepare a response. That's why you lost. I can say, I know what I want and I want it now, swing state.
All right. I think that
that I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think the more relevant question actually is what is wrong with America? I think what is wrong with our country that the Republican Party would choose as a candidate and support a candidate who is an insurrectionist, who is an election denier, who is someone who is twice impeached, 34-time convicted felon.
Oh, I knew it. I knew this would happen.
Someone who has been accused of alleged sexual misconduct by 26 women, found liable for sexual abuse. What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny, over a message of inclusiveness, a message for the people, by the people, of the people. That is what the problem is. It's the Republican Party. And what's wrong with America?
Ladies and gentlemen, how can your friend say he won the popular vote? That means more people agree with him. And your response is, that's the problem. Yep. Bruh, that's the way to think like a what you guys think? No! What? This is not a joke. But I've never seen somebody say the popular vote is bad, so I'm going to tell you you're wrong. And I'm going to act surprised nobody is listening to me. You need to find the middle ground. No. I can tell you this, only this lady can read the room. She has 2 eyes and she can see as much as I can see with 1 eye. All the rest, they're freaking blind with 2 eyes.
The Democrats are the ones, they are the party that cares for the blue-collar voter. The Democrats are the ones who put in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, union protection,
ACA,
unemployment insurance, and Obamacare. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about it.
Well, clearly they didn't convince the voters of
So all I can deduce is that it's the messaging. It didn't get through to people. They're not paying attention.
Hey! Hey!
Ladies, the problem isn't that the Democrats ain't helping people. The problem is, to help people, the middle class is getting way less help than the poor people, and the rich people don't need the help, so they're kinda Gucci. So the middle class is suffering, and most people that are there, they feel like they work very hard for very little reward. And you keep telling them they don't deserve it. And then you tell them, you're not paying attention, do your part.
You're going to hell.
And they're like, you know what? Maybe you should do my part even better, because from what we can see, you're helping other people and you don't tell them, do your part.
Yeah, because the Democrats have always been for the working people.
Exactly. And the Republicans don't care about it.
I think the message of the Democrats sounded elitist. You don't have value in the society.
They
if you don't have a
sounded
college
that way,
degree.
but when you look at the proof, they weren't.
But Joy, it's condescending. It's condescending. There is
What's condescending?
The way that the left speaks to its voters. It really is.
A message of joy and inclusiveness?
No, the message of not being educated, being dumb, and what's wrong with America.
Who said that?
Sonny just did.
Finally!
Praise Jesus. Some freaking common sense and accountability.
What is wrong with America?
My point here is that
that's not what Kamala Harris said.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
My point is, I don't blame Joe Biden. I don't blame Kamala Harris. Go back as far as you want. I blame a messaging within the Democratic Party.
You don't blame the Republican Party at all?
Can I just finish my point, please?
Ooh.
Well, I saw it coming, and I can't see a thing.
I obviously have a problem. Anyone has a problem with Donald Trump. The bigger question should be, yes, Sonny, why did they vote for him?
Yes.
In sweeping...
So they need to be introspective.
No.
Like Sony's like, well, the Trump supporters need to be introspective. No, that's you. You need to be introspective. Your message has to work. The whole freaking state is red. How can you still blame them for not understanding your message? Wow.
Oh, we need to be introspective. If we voted for Kamala Harris, we need to say what didn't resonate with the voters. Do you know what didn't resonate with the voters? When they were saying we don't feel safe and the left focused on defund the police and bail reform. Yeah.
I've been saying that. What did I say? Abortion is great. But if it affects their safety or their pocket, they don't even have time to think about abortion.
Money. Stop it, you mean old potato.
Yeah. When they said we're worrying about... Can I just finish? Let me just finish.
I'm falling in love right now. Not because of the skin, because of the attitude. I let you finish. I want the same human right as you. You're acting like FEMA.
Let me just finish real quickly. When they were focused on renaming...
It's only an hour show, ladies.
Joy, when they were focused on renaming schools, there were people saying, hey, students are destroying colleges. I paid for that. I sent them there. They can't learn. And everyone apologized for it and didn't want to attend to it. They also denied the border was a crisis and kept saying, no, it's fine. This is not a...
There was a border bill, though. There was a border bill.
There was a border bill. What did they do? It sent a bunch of money to Ukraine and a bunch of places, and it actually said, we're going to close the border, but we're going to allow 2 million people come over the border.
That was so terrible, I think you gave me cancer.
Just because you legalize a bad thing, that doesn't mean it's not a bad thing. And the people ain't bad, the freaking policy is bad.
But Joy, my point is they screamed and screamed and screamed. They didn't vote for him because he's a racist or a misogynist. They voted because they needed help in their everyday lives.
But Sarah,
they
voted.
The majority of this country, because every stat coming out on the people willing to self-reflect are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to say I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You really think 74 million?
Ha ha, very funny. Ha ha, very ha ha.
Who's going to say that?
Every racist and misogynist voted for Donald Trump. Not everyone that voted for Donald Trump was a racist and misogynist.
I agree with that.
Traitor!
Everyone swept. They swept every category, and the reason they did is to say, hey, guys, no excuses this time.
Yeah.
Look,
they lost everything.
There's still half
country
the
that
country
allows
that
its
doesn't agree with
environment to
him.
be ravaged, its children to be shot, its wealth to be hoarded, its worker to be exploited, its poor to starve, its cops to murder.
So you think America's the
country
problem?
in trouble?
So America's the problem, and the
Trump
voters
is not
are
going
the
to make it
problem.
better.
Somebody forcefully effed me in the bum, right? And somebody says, ha ha, it's okay to be gay, it's 2024. Do you solve the problem? No.
To self-reflect are showing these...
Oh, wait, they're going to say I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You really think 74 million?
And that is something they represent at the moment.
I deserve to get
You do.
Yeah?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Interesting.
You're wearing MAGA shoes in
Yeah.
West Hollywood.
Yeah, I am. I'm wearing my dope-ass MAGA
Like
shoes.
I said, go back a racist.
Yeah.
He's convicted for rape. It's
Not.
also illegal to film somebody in California.
Oh, what are you
without
going
their
to do
consent.
about it?
Nothing, you dumb c***. You f***ing ugly bitch.
Wouldn't
You've
know.
definitely been raped and you're okay with it.
You're so insane. You're so
I'm insane
nuts.
that you're filming a stranger.
Yeah, because you're literally saying you hope I get raped.
I hope you get what you deserve.
Wait, what do you hope?
That you get what you deserve.
Hey, he's being introspective. He's using a different word. You can learn something, Sonny.
What do I deserve? I mean, at least have the balls.
I have balls.
Yeah, I can tell. You seem very fucking normal.
You're
What
down
about
with the
Biden
rape.
showering with his daughter and she wrote about it when
Biden's
she's a
not running for
teenager?
president, you idiot.
He's the current president.
He's not running, you dumb s***.
I mean, hey, I'm just excited to make you famous.
Like I said, it's illegal to film people in the state.
What are you
of
gonna do
California.
about it?
Nothing. I don't even care.
Okay, then go. Mind your business.
I mean, I'm sure he's a great guy, but just like money, it expands something that's already there, just like your political beliefs.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam. Turloqueta verdetta welcome.